Are you wishing for the old days of your computer that you had Windows XP back? Well, today is a new day, and there's not much information about it out here. Uh, I stumbled across it with doing a Windows 7 computer for my folks that were used to Windows XP, and they had to switch to Windows 7. So I decided to see if I could actually customize Windows 7 to run like a Windows XP. So you can do it, and you can, if you have Windows 8 or 10, you can use the same software that I'm using. It's just different procedures of getting it to work, but it's all compatible with Windows 7, 8, and 10. You'll have to use my directions and convert them over for your system. You can also look it up on the internet too, on how to make your Windows 10 or 8 look like XP. That's how I did it. But I'm going to show you it on my screen. I'm just going to give you just a heads up that this video is not going to be nearly as good as all the rest of my videos I've had, because I'm recording it right off the computer monitor instead of doing a inside screen recording like I do on my other computer. So this is an older hardware in this computer I've got right behind me, and the video card is not nearly as good, so I'm going to read you the stuff that goes on to help you if you can't see it that well. And I'm going to get going to that now, and the video should just take a few minutes, probably a little bit longer than that, depending on what you want to customize. I'm going to be getting into a little more customization type stuff, but the basic stuff should only take you just a few minutes. I think maybe like one or two reboots, and that's about it. So let me get over to that and show you how to get Windows 7 to look like a Windows XP system. So right here I have the software I need to make Windows 7 look like an XP. So this is what they call a theme patcher, and I'm not quite sure where I got this, but the two pieces of software, or the one piece of software I had to download, was this XP Start menu for 7. Now this will supposedly work on Windows 8 or 10, but to start off with, we need to do some things here, and depending on what system you have, whether you've got 64-bit or 32-bit, is going to depend on what you installed. Now let's see here. I'm not quite sure which ones that I've clicked on in the past, but let me go back and let's see here. So there's this Laura Ario. I don't know how you say it. It's Lunaeero. And I'm not sure if it's these ones I install or what. Okay, no. I'm kind of stumbling around here because I did this a couple of times already, but not really knowing what I was going to be doing here. But well, let me start with this this XP Start menu software. This is probably about the easiest for me to get going here, so I don't bore you half to death. And we'll get that installed, and that will start making the changes of 7 into XP. So run it. Next. Click I accept. Next. And then install. Okay, click finish. Now we can start it. Now, okay. So here's the start menu for the Classic XP. I can actually place the icon if I want to and click OK. So now it's starting to look like a Windows XP machine. So I've got my programs here, and then I can customize things. But how do we get this taskbar to look like an XP? So let me go back to my folder here, and I got to install another piece of software. Just gotta find it here. Okay, so you got it. Yeah, here it is. So there's a universal theme patcher that I've downloaded. So that's in my universal theme patcher, and I need to click on 64 bits, and this is a 64-bit system, and click OK. Well, now something just came up. Alright. So I'm just going to click no. That's where we were. I was supposed to be in Universal Theme Patcher. I don't know why it was taking forever to load. Okay, let's try this again. I think there's this computer is kind of slow to get going, and it shouldn't take this long, but I can hear some grinding in there, so it should be working. But here, if you notice, up on the top of your My Computer, you can see a classic start menu button, or not start menu, but like you would have on XP, where you got your cut, paste, or cut and copy and paste, and delete and properties. And okay, so now this thing wants to install the theme patcher. So you click yes. Now what you want to do is patch these files right here, and it says successful, and then you just keep clicking OK. So now they want to restart the computer. Click yes and wait for it to reboot. I have to just go on My Computer again, and I've got to check my other directions over here. Okay, now you go back to your drive that you have stuff saved, and you want to go over to the themes. So here's the themes. I copied all this. I didn't delete it or anything. I saved it for other computers. So I have to go back to Windows, and then let's see here. Look for resources. Click on themes, and then right click and hit paste, and then just minimize that. Let's see here, right click and personalize. Now you'll see down here that there are the two XP themes now. Click that one, and there's Windows XP that is now 7. So now my other thing that I've done, so instead of having this funny looking start menu thing, I did some customizing by going to settings. Now you can make your own button, which I've done that over here in Windows. So I've got these, actually this is the directions that I've used. So here's a small start menu icon for XP. Now what I did to make this start icon is I took my old XP computer and took a snapshot of it. And then I made the size I needed to fit the start menu. So now what you have to do is I'm going to copy that. I'm going to move it somewheres. Say like users, and then I'm going to flop it right here. I'm just going to paste it right into my folder. So now on settings, go to customize, pick image, and then I'm going to go to my folder, which would be users, Tony, and there's the start menu. So now it makes it look like a Windows computer, like a Windows XP. So it just, the whole thing just runs. Now there's a few other things that you want to do. Is you want to customize the start menu. So you can, well, first I'm going to start doing stuff with the let's see, the properties. Okay, so what we want to do is let's see, right, thanks. So there's a few things they want to do, and that's use combine when. I mean, you can do anything you want. You can either have by default or never combine. And the other thing you want to do is let's see here. Nope, that's the wrong one. There's somewhere in icons to use small. Here we go. Use small icons. Click apply. Now this bar looks exactly like a Windows XP system, and you can customize it to look any way you want. And you can do your pictures. You can do another picture, and then you can customize this so it's exactly like an XP. So all you have to do is just come over here, hit settings, and then you can actually check the classic one to make it look like what you're used to on XP. The only thing is that you're not going to have your computer icon like you normally have on XP, but it's pretty darn well close to what XP looks like. Because if I take a picture of my computer that is running now with XP, you can see that there's some small differences. So like there's my my computer, or actually my network and then my computer. So these are just a tad bit different, but it's still pretty darn close to what we had on XP. And then you can customize it even further after you want, if you want to get more technical with it. And you can, let's see, right click it, and then you can basic settings. So there's a whole slew of things like left click options or opens. I left pretty much everything the same. You can do like the skins. You can even show all settings, and You can do sounds, controls. I mean, this is a lot more than I want to get into with customizing this, but if you're just interested in making a basic looking Windows XP computer, this is how you do it. And if I right click my computer and hit properties, you can see it looks like a Windows 7, and there's I can move these around if I want to by hitting this, and I can actually customize my buttons that I want to have on my computer, or any Explorer for that matter. So that's basically all there is to it. And if I were to shut it down, like I can do that, you'll see that it still looks like a Windows 7 system. So when I go to shut down, you gotta go. I'll go restart because that's what I want to do. But it just looks like a 7 machine. Now once it starts up, it starts to look like a Windows 7 computer, or an 8 or 10, depends on what operating system you have. That's basically how you do it to get yourself looking like a Windows XP system again. And it just depends on if you want to do something like that. Now the only thing is that Microsoft doesn't support this, but it's doable, and I can tolerate this. I feel more comfortable with this type of a layout than I did before. And see, I still have my programs, and I can actually, come in and, do a new folder, and then drop these icons into it. So like I do on XP. So I can just title it Internet. And then just click that, and there's your folder right here. And I can just drag anything I want into it. And there you go. Basically, it's all you got to do. So that's basically all you have to do to customize your Windows 7 computer, or 8 or 10, to get your system to look like Windows XP again. Now, I would do a search on the internet for the software I got, because I cannot remember where exactly I downloaded it. But it's in an RR file, which I don't really understand what that is, but you need an RR extractor to extract these files into a folder that you can use. And they wanted it. It was a free trial of that, and I just installed the free trial, extracted what I wanted, and deleted the program because I didn't need it for anything else. And now I just saved it as is, and I don't need to extract it when I do another Windows 7, 8, or 10 computer. So, like I said, all these directions will vary depending on what operating system you have on your computer. I hope this helps you with getting your computer to look like Windows XP again. And I'm going to be doing some more of these, how to get your computer to look like an older system and still have the modern operating system. And it's fairly easy to do. I mean, yes, I've kind of stumbled around here a little bit because I'm just not used to really installing it. But even just with me stumbling around, I got it to work. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you the next time on another video of Pushing Technology to the Limit. Have a great day.